I'm going to attach a link to an article, and this was posted by Bridget Johnson on June the 2nd, 2017, under PJ Media. Pelosi, how can Trump explain Paris pullouts to grandchildren, quote, assuming they breathe air? What does that mean? Assuming they breathe air. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat, speaks at a news conference on Capitol Hill on May the 25th. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi asked President Trump today what he'll tell his grandchildren about air quality without the Paris Climate Agreement emissions controls, assuming his grandchildren breathe air. Folks, you really need to take a look at this Paris Climate Agreement. It's all one-sided. It was put together by Barack Hussein Obama, the Islamic extremist, fudge-packing Sunni, homosexual, Muslim, Arab bastard, as his final FU to America. I'm going to look for, and I'm going to attach a couple links to this video. One will be his Cairo speech. You want to listen to what this floppy-eared jackass said about America. He blamed America for stealing the natural resources of all those other countries. He blamed America for everything that's wrong with the world. This is a guy that went from being a jack-off community organizer to being a jack-off usurper, playing president. He's incurred more debt than all the previous presidents, and he's being revered as one of the greatest presidents by these mentally degenerate Democrats. Pelosi said she wanted to hold a news conference a day after Trump announced his U.S. withdrawal from the 2016 Climate Pact, denounces his, quote, stunning abdication of American leadership on her flagship issue. On her flagship issue. What the hell does that mean? It's a health issue. It's a national security issue. It's an economic security issue. That's the only thing you got right. It is an economic security issue. Why do we want to give $3.5 trillion to 200 countries that don't have to do anything as part of the accord? This agreement creates safeguards that reduce the pollution. How does that create safeguards when nobody has to abide by it other than us? Huh? How does it secure economic security when the cost for energy will skyrocket? What the hell is wrong with you people? Low-income and minority families are disproportionately vulnerable to the ravages of climate crisis. How about those low-income families being disproportionately vulnerable and not being able to pay the exorbitant cost increase of energy? Huh? She quoted from the Climate Encyclopedia C, given to Trump by Pope Francis at the Vatican, in which the pontiff wrote, "The climate is a common good belonging to all and meant for all. The Pope is another jack-off." The Bible tells us to minister to the needs of God's creation as an act of worship. To ignore those needs is to dishonor the God who made us, and that is just what we're doing by walking away from this accord, Pelosi said. The question I have for Donald Trump as a mother and a grandmother of 5 and a grandmother of 9. How is he ever going to explain to his grandchildren what he did to the air they breathe? Hey Nancy, in the year 2100, if everybody abides by this agreement, the earth will possibly increase 0.2%. Don't you sort of understand that? Huh? But you're preaching to your constituents. You're preaching to whack the Democrats that don't understand that. Again, how do you explain this to your grandchildren, President Trump? She said, all the money in the world cannot change the fact that walking away from this agreement is no, It's a disservice to your children, to your grandchildren, and to future generations of Americans. Tell me this bitch isn't completely nuts. Hmm?